have to practice a lot how to use those strokes.
Yeah.
These strokes and different techniques that he learned very in so many workshops and over the years.
My teacher, when it was about retouching, he had a long corridor studio, and I said, I can't get this color right. And he said, Kate, I have retouched at least all the walls of this with tiny little brush strokes, and once you have done that, then you can retouch. But that also gives you different insights. Yeah. We want to 25. Yeah.
Less than 1
More or less equal.
More or less equal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is water with material in it. Yeah. So if you don't have weight scale, then you can make a approximation. Yeah. And this is not acid-base reaction chemistry where I have to have exact.
It can be flexible.
Yeah. And for instance, these little weigh scales, they're very useful. So the little weigh scales there, they cost nothing. They're in euro, 10 euros. So you can buy them at jewelry. So you can go to the market to where they buy jewelry for your wife and mother. Then you can ask them where they get it, and they're very useful. Or you can use, but sometimes, sometimes the kitchen weigh scale is a little too not precise enough, because I sometimes want under 10 grams.
They are a little bit different products, but they are both based on samples.
So this recipe is quite a good amount. It will be enough material for almost the whole workshop. So if you are making it just for one day, you can also make lower amounts. You can reduce the amount. So what's the next step on the instructions?
देखो क्या इसमें second 1 second.
No, we have to do something
Now
else
the
first.
second
You mix the two
step,
adhesives.
weigh the preparation solution of Tylos C30 and place it in a container.
So you can, our jars are not very big, but you mix the two together and pour it back into there and then stir so it's very even.
I will stir with this.
Yep. So go half, stir, and then pour back into the oven. So the reason why we're doing this is that we want two adhesives. One is very weak and one is very strong. So we're mixing together to get a nice cooking recipe, a nice mixture between the two. And this gives us in the future the ability to adjust and to make other fillers. If I want to have something where I have something very deep, I might want a more percentage of the stronger adhesive. Which is the stronger adhesive of these two? Anybody remember? So we have methyl cellulose. You think this is stronger than the PVA, or the PVA is stronger than the methyl cellulose?
PVA is stronger.
PVA is stronger. So this is where we have the proportion difference. And you can see that it starts to mix well together.
Maybe at the same time, would you like to prepare the other mixture?
Yeah, time saving.
Yeah, yeah.
You can do it with this.
So what do you think if is going to happen if I don't get an even mixture of the two adhesives? What would happen if my mixture of the two adhesives is not even?
It will not work properly, I think.
It just means that my mixture is going to be stronger or weaker.
Yeah, it would be not of the same consistency throughout.
Yeah?
Maybe too strong or too weak.
Maybe too strong or too weak. What's the next thing on my
One
list?
question, Dave. This is iron tool. Hope it will not create any problem here.
It's stainless steel. It's not the best, but it's what I've got.
I still do love your spatulas. I personally love.
So we can always we can always replace it with wood.
You could always replace it with wood.
Wood or glass?
Yeah. But we need these ones. These ones are also really good for going into tiny little cracks. Yeah. So looking for the good spatula, and these are good spatulas for doing one thing, making paint, but they're not good spatulas for filling.
For applying.
For applying the film. So it's good to have a good range of tools that you can use for different purposes. And it's also not going to be, neither of these are going to be too small for making my film. So this is why I have this one coming up. So what's the next list on the list? Now I think we're ready.
Place product fill on a grinding slab.
Is it even in color?
Yeah. Consistency done now.
So how do I, Manta had a good question here. How do I know if my adhesive is mixed well? Well, we had two different colors. Remember, one was clear and one was white. So if my mixture is not even in color throughout, then I have an even mixture.
Also, it has bubbles.
The bubbles is fine. We don't mind too much, but in this. Yeah, if you're doing a traditional animal glue chalk, bubbles is bad because then they dry in the system and you end up with bubbles. So the next.
Let's make two. Should I divide it?
Yeah. My assistant number 2.
Yeah.
Actually, your assistant number 1 because this is my colleague number 1.
जी बोलना पड़ेगा हिंदी है
No, it's over. I think it has tie.
एक्शन बोल रहा हूँ मैडम मैं एक्शन बोलूँगा आप काट देंगे
Already mixed and the powder. So we do it with I think it's better actually because you can do it more precise. It's just that we have
This
quite
is too small, so we will do half and then we can use the other half for.
हमने जो देना पार्टी
So
लेगा
we're working on that stuff. So this is like making chapati. Yeah. So you put all the powder because we want to use all the powder.
This is too small. That will take it for
Then we make a little hole in the middle. It's like making chapati.
yes
so it
Then we take the fluid and we pour into the hole. All of it. All of it.
Yes, so all of those ingredients we use for the recipe.
Is somebody taking pictures? Videos.
बंदा ऐसे दिखा
shall I start
Yes.
अभी मेरे को देखा मैं देखा
So we mix it together to like an even paste, but it's still going to be too lumpy. And that means I'm going to be like chapati, I'm going to end up with that lumpy flour and it's not good.
and for chapati we use our hands
Yeah, this one you could, but maybe
And we
not.
have more evaporate and less substance, right?
No, just for washing.
It could be like slightly like
Sustainable, then this could get washed, and this could get washed.
okay. So
now
should I
they are
use this side?
making a
No,
filler
you're going to have too small, so we have to use this, or if you have another glass.
Glass
So this will dry because we are working with water, so the water will start to evaporate. It will dry faster here than it will in the Netherlands because the temperature here is hotter. So we have to start working a little faster. So once we get to this stage, we start to really push, and we want to make sure all of the material is dispersed evenly. So this is more like making bread than making chapati.
Like in India, we have POP.
Exactly.
We are applied
And this is why I
on
like these
decorative.
bigger spatulas like this.
Yeah.
Yeah? So we can scrape off.
मुझे नहीं आ रहा मैडम वो तो चाय पीने के बाद ही आएगा
Anybody want to do it?
फास्ट है आई एम ऑन फास्ट दैट्स व्हाई what is the type of tea?
बहुत hard है.
So you might want to.
Sorry?
Do you have any more disposable tissue? And you put some wet and you put it onto the glass plates, and then it will stay wet. Because it's too white. So this means I can choose the different type of filler to make it different colors to start off with. We can also add pigment to it.
So should I add water?
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure if you
You can. So do you want, what color do you want to add? What color fill do you want? Top like this, and it will last a little while. I mean, maybe 1 day, maybe 2 days, especially if overnight you put in the fridge.
Okay, we cannot put it in the fridge also.
No, it will be okay. So because I have water, then the water is closing the surface, but you cannot. You need the water tissue to cover the fill. So if the pot is not filled enough, then push the tissue into the pot to cover. We'll do it there.
So it has to be in the contact.
Yeah, in contact.
वो इसलिए करें क्योंकि हमने उनसे पूछा है ये कुछ अदरवाइज वो भी बिल्कुल उसी वे से जा रही थी जैसे हम लोग करते हैं कि पहले हम फिलिंग करते हैं फिर हम कलरिंग करते हैं लेकिन किसी ने भीड़ में से पूछा कि क्या हम इसमें कलर मिक्स कर सकते हैं तो उन्होंने मिक्स करके दिखाया एक्सपर्ट आप हो गए तभी आप ये काम कर पाओगे
How much to add?
Let's say I added 5 grams of
5
pigment.
grams.
So her question is like we always mix color before filling or we can fill first.
You can fill, we're going to do this. So the next step that we need everything mixed is we're going to have boards and we're going to make discs with palette knife and we're going to then let them dry and then we will see whether tomorrow when we can paint on top colour and not colour
The way
and then we have the mixtures.
Yes.
Depending on what you want for your
As per the ground.
and you can even do this for the colour paint. So then you only need very little retouching. But this is more challenging. So usually we go for the ground colour.
आपका वाला मेथड बिल्कुल सही है
So the boss has told me we have tea now. After tea we will do lecture and then